Hello and welcome to the introduction video for our new WordPress theme, which is based off of our Champion HD design. We've added some new features and I wanted to briefly tour those and show you how this has progressed through the framework and what you can look forward to using when you go to work with this design. So this is the home page. It uses the parallax slider, which works best with transparent PNG images. We've just set up in the example slider a couple dummy PNGs. You can replace those as you see fit. You can also use other types of sliders as well, the ones we've included. Different from previous versions of our WordPress themes, typically we would have a top region and then a header top, a header main, and then a header bottom. In this WordPress theme and this design, it worked best that this was our header top region, which usually contained the logo, and then we would have the menu, which would normally reside in the top sidebar, and then we'd have a header top, and we have a couple other things such as the SEO, the showcase, and the header bottom. I'll show you what that looks like on the page layout. It's not something that you really need to concern yourself with too much. Just know that if you've been using an earlier version framework WordPress theme, it's just a little bit different in its setup and how it's organized. Scrolling down the page, we've got info boxes that are styled specifically for the Champion theme, and of course the testimonial rotator. And if you pay attention here, when we scroll down, we're going to see animated information boxes. They just slide right in, and this is a new component to the framework, and I'll show you where that's at. Apart from that, the functionality is more or less the same as the rest of our framework of WordPress themes. However, of course, it's been styled to look be skinned as the Champion HD design. So moving along, we'll just go into our framework here. Of course, this thumbnail will be updated here shortly. The new widget that I was speaking of, the info box, is actually, it's not a new widget, it's just an extension of one of our existing widgets. We're going to go take a look in the bottom region. And so that animated info box that you just saw there is just our regular info box, but on the layout, instead of it being a thumbnail, it's now an animated image box. You can still use the thumbnail, and in fact that's what's used in the I believe it's the main bottom region. Perhaps not. Perhaps it is in the lower region. Nope. We'll find it here shortly. Main top. So in the main top here we have the regular info boxes, which are just thumbnails, and then in the bottom region we've gone and placed 4 additional info boxes, and those are the animated image box. And the only difference in this is that we can choose which position we want the image, on the left or on the right. And then the only other change that is different really from the other WordPress themes that came before, which would be, I guess, Fortis, is that if we go to our page layouts, we're going to see, for example, on the home page, that the regions are organized just slightly differently. If we go to the layout, we're going to see that, again, header main is now up at the top rather than below, but it represents where the logo is going to be. And then the top menu, or the top region, which contains the custom menu and the contact form menu. Then we have the header top, which typically includes the phone number, an SEO region if you want to have an SEO region up there, a showcase region if you also want to have the showcase, and of course on the home page this is set as default. The header lower, which contains the custom menu, which is a text link menu, and then below that you're going to see your social media icons and search form. And then the rest of the page, of course, you can configure as you wish. One other note here, the social media icons, in previous versions we had just the bitmapped icons. In the Champion WordPress theme, we have extended that widget so that it can now take advantage of the font awesome and bootstrapped icons. So if we were to go to the utility section here, our social media icons, we can now choose whether or not the style is bitmapped icons or vector icons. And so, of course, the difference being these are vector icons, and then down at the bottom of the page, if we scroll down, we're going to see that this is the bitmapped version type. And then the final difference between this and previous versions of the WordPress framework is that I'll just head back to the pages. If we were to select the advanced layout, so perhaps we'll just do the sample page, and then we're going to choose the advanced layout. The advanced layout in previous versions would have these two top regions unlocked, so you can do with the page as you wish. However, just because of the way the Champion WordPress theme or the Champion design is set up with the menu and the logo up at the top there, and how each leverages one another, the design really hinges on having those two components there. So we felt that it was probably the easiest thing to leave those two regions locked, but give you full control over the rest of the page as well. Anyways, I hope that all makes sense. I hope you enjoy the Champion design in WordPress, and if you have any questions about this, please do let us know.